down there? Bet you're wondering who this stranger is, aren't you? Well, it's been a while, guys. You know, it's probably been 3 or 4 months. We've had a few things going on in our personal lives, me and the family, so I just took a little bit of time out from making videos. But, you know, spring's in the air. We're in the workshop making a few things, and I thought I'd just film. I felt the need to film, felt the need to reconnect with you guys, and just waiting for the propane forge to get up to temperature so I can heat treat a couple of blades and a couple of little things I'm working on. Little fire steel there for a friend of mine. Yeah, stay with me, guys, and we'll see what we get up to. So what I'm doing now, that piece of bar I've just taken out of the propane forge, I'm heating the oil. I'm quenching with vegetable oil. For the cost of the vegetable oil and the results you get, I've found it works fine. There are special quenching oils out there on the market. I know some of the big guys like Sandy and that use a proper, you know, heat treat quenching oil. But for the blades I do, the 01 tool steel seems to respond really well to the vegetable oil. You know, I've been using these blades that I've been making for a while, and other guys have been using my blades, and no one's had a problem. So the vegetable oil, you know, it's supermarket. There's no special dealers involved or anything like that. So that's what I'm doing. So I've just brought the oil up to temperature. I hope you can hear me okay over the forge. You know, it's a bit of a roarer. It's like standing next to a jet engine. Or my grand's gas fire. You guys from the north will remember those big gas fires. You had to kind of do a side step round them, else your trainers would melt. But yeah, I'm just waiting for that to get up to temperature now. We shouldn't be long. And then I'm just going to ease the gas down. Once that gets up to temperature, I'm just going to ease the gas down. Because a couple of these little blades, a little carving blade there, a couple of these little blades are only thin stock. And I don't want to heat them too quickly. I hope I'm not boring you guys. This is just me chuntering. This is just me on a Saturday morning doing what I love to do when I'm not out in the woods. So what I'm going to do now, start off with this little carving blade. I'm just going to gradually ease it into that temperature. I'm not just going to fire it in. I don't want to shock the steel. You've seen on my previous videos how I do this, but I just thought I'd explain it again. So I'm just going to ease it in and out there so the steel comes up to temperature gradually. If I throw it in there, there's a chance it could warp, there's a chance it could crack. So we're just going to ease it in. See the colour starting to change now. Starting to get my blues and my straw, which means that my steel's coming up to temperature. So I'm just going to drop that blade in. Drop that blade in and let it soak in there. All the time I'm looking for the colour change in the steel, looking for that cherry red. With a thin blade like that won't take long. I can see the colour starting to come through that now. I'll also be testing with a magnet. So we're up to temperature there. We're up to non-magnetic. Into the quench. keep it moving in the oil all the time. That'll prevent bubbles forming on the steel. That's it, guys. Nice and straight there's no warp. We got a nice bit of oil quench patina on that blade, which I like to leave on. I'm still looking for the same colours. I don't use the thermal probe or any sort of gadgetry or anything like that. The way I was taught is just look for your colours and then test for non-magnetic, and you know, that's looking for the colour, the cherry red colour. That's how the old blacksmiths did it before the digital technology came along, and that's how I do it. I try and keep it as simple and organic as possible. So I'm just going to ease the gas down a little bit now. Right, you probably heard the changing sound as I've eased the gas down. So I can, now that I've eased that gas down, I can move into these slightly thicker blades. It's take a little bit longer for the temperature to get through them. So I'll just adjust my makeshift blacksmith's tongs. I really do need to get some proper blacksmith's tongs. I'm just tight. Again, I'm just easing that steel into the forge. Not too quickly. Yeah, the colour's starting to change on that now. So I'm just gonna go for a soak in there. And a little bit of flame that you see coming out of the forge, that's nothing to worry about. That's just a little bit of oil, residual oil from the quench tank from the previous blade. Burns off pretty quickly, doesn't affect the heat treat. So I can see we're coming up to temperature again now. Doesn't take long. Got a good even colour. A nice bit of patina on that. Right, last one now, and then we'll switch everything, shut everything down, and we'll have a little chat. So we're all shut down now, all safe. So we can take these off. Right, so some of you know I lost my mum over the holidays very suddenly. She was diagnosed at the end of November. She was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, which was in quite late stages, that had also spread to her liver.
And from diagnosis to my mum actually passing away, it took 5 weeks, which, as you can imagine, just devastated us all. Me and my mum were very close, and it just, anybody who's been through that sort of bereavement, it just decimates you. And I found it really difficult to come back from. But with the help of some good friends and my family, you know, I'm getting there. I'm getting better, guys. But I don't think you realise who your true friends are until something like that happens. You know, there were guys that I barely know. I speak to, you know, on and off, but guys I barely know, that were just so kind and so giving and so sort of watchful over me and protective of me, that, you know, it really touched me. And it kind of as well made me evaluate my own life, and made me realise that a lot of things that I was doing, I was wasting time with, and, you know, procrastinating about things that I should be cracking on with. So things are going to change. Now, I've got things that I can't speak about at the moment, things that are in the pipeline, things that I want to get off the ground. There's a few things that I can talk about. One of the things that I can talk about is the weekend just passed was the first Retro Outdoor Equipment live event. Some people have been calling it The Gathering. It was never officially titled The Gathering, but it's been kind of christened that. So I guess it, you know, Retro Outdoor Equipment Gathering, it's kind of a good moniker. But that was last weekend. We had 65 people there. We had Marcus Ostling come over from Wetterling, Sweden, to help guys on a course assembling their own axes, which was absolutely awesome. So that was a massive success. I'll probably thank a few guys in a separate video for that. Well, I've got some trips coming up to go over to Sweden that I'll probably film some things on. I'm actually taking the family over to Scandinavia later on in the year, and we're going to do a little bit of a road trip and some camping and meet a few guys. So really looking forward to that. The family have not been to Sweden before, so that should be absolutely awesome. I've got some more camping videos coming up. Hopefully I've got a few video collaborations with Paul Harvey coming up from Info Bush Cooking. Some of you know Paul. He's an awesome outdoor chef. I may have got a few other guests popping along. Uncle Beard's Outdoor Gear, should I say. And I've got some new title music. Some of you might have noticed. I've got some new title music from an old friend of mine, Steve Diamond, who's a super talented musician. Does a lot of stuff for TV and video games and films and stuff like that. But yeah, just that's it from me for now. Because I'm running my phone just told me I'm running dangerously low on memory. So this is me, Uncle Beard, saying look after each other and look after yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.